shit. And I'm gonna go for the intro. I'm gonna say welcome to the Original Podcast. You wanna pick that up? Okay. So I'm gonna say welcome to the Original Podcast. I'm here with, and then you introduce yourself. You already know the interview goes, so raw, unfiltered, talk your shit. This is your first interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of many, but the first one was the most memorable.
Mm-hmm.
So go crazy.
Trust me, we're gonna go crazy with this one because I have another one tomorrow.
But mine's gonna be better. But that's besides the point. Alright, so let's get into it.
Like that energy.
Welcome to the Hood Journal Podcast, powered by Black Life Media. I'm here with
HD the poet.
Yes, sir. Welcome, my boy. How you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. How you feeling today?
I'm chilling, bro. It's been a lot. There's a lot going on, but I'm happy to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
I like to start all my interviews by giving my guests their flowers of appreciation. I appreciate all the guests I have on here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for reaching out, for supporting what I got going on, for tapping into like what I have going on. Thank you for your talent. You got a whole book out. It's right here. This is the first time I've done something like this. Just straight promote the whole time, but I don't even care. You gotta let people know.
Gotta let
what
people
you got going
know.
on.
Because they not gonna know. They gonna be seeing that a lot in the future, and they gonna want to know where it came from. So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
I definitely thank you for coming. Traveling all this way.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have you on. Yeah. Let's dive into the book first. What do we have here? Just talk to me about it.
Alright.
For those
So
that don't know.
this book is called To the Clothesline. I just published it 2 months ago. I've been working on it for about 5-6 months. You know, right? It's a collection of poems that I've been wrote from when I was in high school to when I got to college and to now and shit like that. So that's basically To the Clothesline. It's a diverse, it's about a lot of things. It's not just about one particular subject, I like to be diverse and stuff, so I dabble in a few things. Like, it's called To the Clothesline, but I called it To the Clothesline because the clothesline is the most diverse, one of the most diverse things that you'll see. It has different clothes, it has different things. So this has different poems, topics on poems. There's poems about masculinity, there's poems about identity, there's poems about feminism, there's poems about love, there's poems about clothes, there's poems about peace and stuff, and there's even some poems about heartbreak, and which is that's in the beginning. It's called the dark section, how the chapters is set up. The first chapter is called darks. Feel me? Second chapter is called lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. The third chapter is called These Ones That Fell.
Okay.
Fourth chapter is called The Freshly Washed.
Yeah,
and
these are some OD names.
Yeah, and the fifth chapter is called About to Dry.
So what was the most difficult chapter to write?
Yeah, I seen that in the thing. The most difficult to write. Well, before I even say that, I gotta give props to Ricky, because he's the one who came up with the chapter name.
Shout out to my boy Ricky.
Yeah, but most difficult chapter to write, I'll say that was maybe the last chapter, and that was because the last chapter kind of changed. So how this book came out with how I did this book was basically came up with the idea on the train.
That's how it be. Them boring ass train rides, you get a whole lot of ideas sitting there if you use your time productively.
That's what I'm saying, right? You gotta use every time productively. And so what it was I had written another book before this.
Okay.
That I haven't published yet. And so that book was going to a manuscript competition.
Okay.
And so that manuscript competition, that book will be coming out next year.
Oh, fire! I love it.
Yeah. So, but I'm like, yo, but what about right now? I got the page, the Deep Library at the Deep Library.
Wait, what page and how you spell it? How you say it?
The Deep Library on Instagram.
Okay, fair. Say that.
Yeah. So, I had the page and I was, posting some poems and stuff, and people were even asking me for a book. So I was like, yo, I gotta get a book out for right now, right? Now I was already working on another book, right? Called, it was a book about identity. I'm not gonna put out the title yet.
Okay, so you gotta let people wait.
Yeah, but it was a book about identity, but when I put that book together, it was pushing 200 pages,
Oh yeah.
and it didn't even go into book format yet.
You was on some textbook shit like Ricky?
Yeah, like
Like Ricky's first book?
yo, like so. I was like, nah, can't do that right now. It's gonna be my first book, you know. I gotta something fresh, something like something sweet and stuff. So I was like, yo, what if I like do another identity book, which is To the Clothesline, you feel me? Which is about identity. But I did it in a shorter way, and I did it in a more metaphorical way. I did it with a better story, and like what it was I was on the train. I came up with the idea, and then I wrote the first poem in that book called To the Coastline, right? And yeah, it was a fire poem. I wasn't thinking it was a fire poem at first. You feel me? Artists is like
That's how it be like that. You're a perfectionist.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, yo, is it good? Is it good? So I talked to Ricky. I was like, oh, this is fire. I talked to my other friend. She was like, oh, bro, this is fire. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna move forward with the book. At that point in time, like I started putting down I put down table of contents. I didn't do the chapters yet though. So what I did was I just put down the names of the poems that I knew and stuff. I made a folder of it, put down names of the poems. I put it all together, and then like it was like basically it was all finished poems. But Ricky will say that I did it in like I really put it together in like 3 days.
3 days is crazy.
Yeah, nah, I went crazy at this one. With To the Clothesline, I went crazy. I was trying to like get it out there and stuff, and that's why I kind of like I kind of rushed it, which I mean you live and you learn, and so like this book like I definitely rushed it a little bit, and so like that you learn from the next book or the book afterwards. Like I definitely won't rush it like that. I'll take more time with it. Like even the book that I'm writing right now, I'm not rushing it like that. Like I haven't looked at it in like a few days. So
the experience of writing this book is just gonna prepare you for like when you write your other ones. It's gonna make it for a better product.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, with this book, I put that first draft together in the first 3 days, but the second draft I had to actually the second draft I'll say like after 2 or 3 weeks, and then I took a break from it for like a month and a half, cause like I think that was a month that it was before that I had sprained my ankle.
Damn.
So yeah.
Who mixed you?
Bro, but it was a good thing.
Okay.
It was a good thing because I had to finish the book.
Oh, yeah,
right. And so what happened was I work at B&H in Manhattan, right? And so I worked like 4 days a week there.
Yeah.
And then I also had school.
You was doing a lot.
Yeah, and then I'm also putting those poems out. And I also got to get that book done. I'm thinking to myself, yo, how am I gonna get this book done, bro?
And your ankle hurt the whole time.
Nah, out of nowhere, like I was at work actually when I did it. I kind of like it just went like.
That's what you give a fuck with that 9 to 5. Well, not even that part time.
That 9 to 5 though, seriously, that 9 to 5 though. But it was a good thing. So like at first, of course that shit hurt. I had to go to the hospital. That was like hospitals. Terrible at the hospital because those niggas have you waiting for now no reason, I swear to God. So after a couple weeks I'm like, yo, wait there, I don't gotta go to work.
I'm injured, I'm gonna call out.
Yeah,
fuck that weird shit.
Yeah, I don't gotta go to work. I'm on sick leave, and on top of that I got hurt at work, so I got some compensation. No, I got a compensation. Feel me? So I'm chilling at home. And what do I do with that time? You good? What do I do with that time? I polished that book. I posted a poem. I posted a picture with a poem actually, cause I like to do that. You feel me? I like to crisscross. Like when I post pictures on my regular Instagram, I used to post a poem with it sometimes. So I posted a picture and I was like basically telling everybody, yo, I just sprained my ankle, but don't worry about it. Just give me the time to perfect To the Clothesline for y'all. It's coming soon.
I like that.
Oh yeah, it did come soon. So
everything happened for a reason. You sprained your ankle at that minimum wage bullshit, so you could work on this $1 million book. So you don't got it.
what it's about to be.
That's what I love.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, family, friends,
Family,
neighborhood that
friends.
you come from, and the role that plays in your life.
So
Where you from, bro?
I'm from Jamaica, you feel me? The island down in Montego Bay. I grew up in Springfield, that's in the bushes though. You know, right? That's in the countryside. So I grew up with my aunt. So what happened was my mom, when I was younger, my mom actually came up here, like maybe when I was 1 or 2. She left me with my dad down there and stuff, and she came up here because she got a job. And it was only supposed to be a job for like a couple of months, but what happened was that like basically she came up here and she changed her plans, and she was like, yo, I want to work up here, get my papers, get everything, and then get my 2 kids, which is me and my sister Haricia, up here, right? And so she left us, and we kind of like, you know, went back and forth with some family members, you know, not all of them good and stuff, you know, Caribbean families and stuff. But we finally, like, you know, we settled with our aunt for like a few years. We was living with her until we left Jamaica. That's my aunt. I love my aunt. I actually thought that she was my mom. I know that when I was
with them for so long.
I was like, what, 6 or 7, and so like by that age I really thought she was my mom. She was like, nah, your mom is coming down here. I'm not your mom. Your mom coming down soon, right? So soon enough my mom brought us up, and I was at 7. That's when I was 7. But when I was younger, at the same time, I had a speech impediment. Right. On top of that, I also like had like crazy seizures. Right. Yeah. So I couldn't speak correctly, and I had a seizure maybe every other month,
That's a lot.
Right. Nah, it was a lot, but
For a 7-year-old.
Yeah. By the time I came up here, though, the seizures had stopped, but you know, I still had the speech impediment. That's why I actually needed to come up here, because they didn't have the proper like doctors, speech therapy in Jamaica, something like that. So I came up here, and I went to that's when I started working on my speech, when I went to elementary school. Went some elementary school. I really liked it though. Then I went to middle school, which I was telling you about before. Middle school was chill. I went to Pelham Gardens Middle School. It's in the Bronx, you know, shout out to the Bronx.
Trenches.
So I was in there, and I met a few of my friends. I know I met my brother Akeem there and stuff. We still friends till this day, you know. It's like 8 years, 9 years strong. And then I went to high school.
Where you went to high school?
Clinton. Man, DeWitt Clinton High School.
You a smart man, but that was a bad decision.
Yeah. Nah, everything happens for a reason. I was telling you, like, yo, doing all of that shit, going through high school, in that terrible ass high school. If I could do that, man, I could do anything in life. That's what.
You got a story to tell your kids.
Yeah. I got all these stories. I'm telling my kids, like, what? But like, yeah, I'm more about me growing up and stuff. My moms, love my moms. I grew up with, like, you know, mostly females and stuff like that. And so like that
Strong Caribbean woman.
Strong Caribbean woman, exactly. And that gave me a lot of my character. That gave me a lot of, like, you know, who I am and how I look at the world and stuff like that. And that's why like, you'll see me, like, I always, like, I have male friends, but I also have my female friends. You feel me? I always have both, and so I feel like it's always on like an even playing side. Mostly, a lot of times I'm with girls though.
Bro, you got them all.
Yeah.
And then you got the game. Growing up with women, you know how to treat women. You know how their tendencies and stuff.
I mean, yo.
Can I get some sauce? Like, talk to me.
Nah, females are still complicated, bro. Even I can't.
Yeah. Who you telling?
Even growing up a Caribbean woman, I'm mostly attracted to Caribbean women. I should still.
And you got taste. I think he's looking for a wife. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very single right now. I don't know.
But you gotta be free though.
Yeah, no. Right now, actually, I just came out, like, you know, talking to someone and stuff like that, and that, like, you know, that's why, like, I talked about it in my next book, you know, like the lessons with like, you know, love and stuff, that shit shows you your flaws, right? And I really like when like you can actually see your flaws, and where life is like, life puts it in front of your face, you know. And that's what happens with love. Life puts it in front of your face, and you it's what you take with those lessons. And what I took with those lessons is, I don't need a relationship right now.
Yeah, if you are in your bed when you're able, you should start talking your shit in the book.
Yeah, right? Like yo, like I'm writing. I wrote this book. I'm writing the third book right now and stuff. Like I don't have time for all that. You know, I told you I got like 3 other events this weekend. You feel me? I got somewhere to go.
You outside and you working too.
I'm working and shit, right? Definitely, and we working on ourselves. You feel me? Working on self-love. Working on working on all of that. You feel me?
Doing things that make you happy, like
doing things that make like this right here, like. Come on, like this right here, this is a crazy setup. I was telling him like I really like this setup and stuff. Like, and this is my first interview and stuff, first of many, you know. And this is a great first interview, I'll say, because you know, I know definitely like you know, doing podcasts and stuff like that. I was telling him like I have my YouTube channel. You can just type search up HD the Poet and you'll find me.
Wait, say that one more time.
HD the Poet. Okay, you'll find me, right? And I just released I just put that first video up and stuff, and I was in that video I was talking about how like I really want to, you know, start doing podcasts, you know, start interviewing people and stuff, like, and more so like, you know, I have the poems out and stuff, right, but I gotta show them the personality behind the poem.
That's what a lot of people dig that. I fuck with that. Speaking about interviews, speaking about friends that you've come across, an alumni of the cast. Well, I'm taking. Let me say that again. Speaking about interviews, speaking about friends that you have, an alumni of the podcast, my boy Rick Rhymes, someone that you're close with, another poet himself, another person that has his own book out. Talk to me about how you met him, what's your relationship like, and what you guys hope to accomplish.
Yeah, so like you was asking me how I met him. I told you I wanted to like keep it for the podcast, just like what do you call it? After me and Ricky met. Like that's when the poetry, like everything began. Like me and Ricky meeting was very important in my life and to like basically who I am like right now. So me and him both got a scholarship for Syracuse Summer College, right? And
it was in 2018, right?
Yeah, right. And so me and him was both there, and I met him the first day actually, and it's crazy because like, you know, like. I didn't even expect. Like, I just met him. He told me his name was Rick. They was going to a basketball. They was going to play basketball. I'm not really a basketball person, but I still went with them. You know, feel me? I did football and the track. You know? Not really.
Track, I can fuck with football.
Yeah.
No.
But I still went with them and stuff like that. And then what happens? It turns out that Ricky was gonna be in like my first class.
Cool.
Right? Because we had basically 2 classes that we were going to go to those 4 weeks. And the first 2 weeks we were going to go to one class. We were going to get like a small certificate from that class. And then the second 2 weeks.
There's some credit, right?
Yeah, some credit. I ain't actually getting no credit though. But yo, I got credit. I got credit in life. I got credit in experiences. I got credit in.
you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself most definitely. So Ricky was in my first class, and so from that first class, he told me that he did poetry, and I was like, "You did poetry? You do poetry? I do poetry too, right?" So we bonded off of that, obviously, and then they told us that we had like a talent show. That we had to do that they was gonna do, and me and Ricky actually both signed up to help, like, you know, produce the talent show. But while we was producing it, we was like, yo, I kind of want to say the poem, right? And I said that too, and I was like, yo, it's a word. I don't know how it came to the decision, but we decided that we would like do it together, right? And we both say a poem off of like one topic, because me and him, like at that point in time, we was both like heartbreak poets. So you feel me, love poets. So it was like, yo, why not, right? But what's weird is the poem that we came out with, it wasn't a love poem. It was actually a poem about masculinity. It was called Thoughts on What Makes a Man.
Oh, I seen it on your page.
Yeah, and so that poem went crazy. So I wrote my part to it, and then he wrote his part to it, and we got the talent show. We did the talent show. We got 3rd place. Everybody loved it. You feel me?
3rd place? Nah,
Yeah,
them niggas was hating. Them niggas
Nah.
was
So
hating.
what happened was, I'm not gonna lie, like there was another poet there.
Oh.
Yeah, he was type nice, and then I
He was
think it was,
bugging?
yeah, nah. But I feel like me and Ricky was very happy with that 3rd. Because remember, I'm not a poet.
Oh.
Like there was already another poet there, and I got right behind him.
Well, okay.
Shit.
He's pretty good at this. He doesn't
Yeah,
know.
and I'm just now starting. So me and Ricky was real happy with that. We got prizes and stuff, and like even people were like coming up to us telling us that the poems were good. Like we gotta keep on and stuff. So
Let's do it.
off of that, I was like, yo, I want to keep on writing.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? And then what happened was me and Ricky was also in the 2nd class together, which is
And them niggas knew what they was doing when they put those classes together.
So Ricky was saying this at my book release party. It's in the first video. Like a lot of people from Syracuse, I don't really talk to them like that. But me and Ricky kept talking. And it could have been the fact that right after Syracuse, we actually became finalists in the New York City Youth Poet Laureate competition. Yeah, me and him were finalists in there, and so like we were going there maybe every week, to write poems and stuff, and work with like actual poets and spoken word artists and stuff, and to craft something. And at the end, we performed at the Intrepid. Like we didn't win the competition, but like I feel like regardless, like I'm not gonna lie, like even me growing up, like I'm realizing winning is not always like where it's at. Like I'm realizing sometimes like winning at the highest level, you don't need that sometimes, because where you do win, that's what you need. Where you build whatever you're gonna do next from.
That's
and stuff, and that's what makes you greater, you know. And on top of that, that gives you the chip on your shoulders, like, yo, I gotta do better.
I ain't win this one, but I'm just trying to strive for win the next one.
Yeah, like I was thinking about it. I was actually watching a few videos. She was talking about like, you know, basically the journey and the destination. And it's like people aren't happy from the destination. People are happy from the journey.
That's a fact.
You feel me? You get the destination, and then now you gotta make a new destination.
Yeah, word. And then it's just like,
yeah,
get tiring.
So like that destination don't even matter. It's all the journey and what you put into the journey and how you do all that. And so we didn't win from that, but off of that, you know, I definitely wanted to write more poetry and stuff. And you know, shout out to Urban Word. I started going to Urban Word and going to their first drafts on Tuesdays. And I was doing that for like maybe a month. Because I was in high school at that point in time.
That was your senior year, right?
Nah, yes, it was my senior year.
2019, because Ricky was telling me about it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, so it was my senior year then. It was my senior year, and on top of that, I had just got a job at McDonald's, of all places.
What's up with you with this minimum wage bullshit? McDonald's, bro?
Of all places,
You was flipping burgers? You too good, you too smart for that.
Yo, they had me in the drive-thru, bro. And I was working there for like at least a year and a half. Yo,
no, fuck no.
That shit fucked me up. Like, yo, I started working there. I stopped writing poetry. You feel me?
I was saying, like, how can you get any inspiration?
No inspiration at all.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you're tired of fries. You're probably tired of fries.
Yo, after I worked at McDonald's, swear to God, I didn't want to go to McDonald's. I didn't want to see a McDonald's again. On top of that, I really wasn't fucking with my management there. So like, I never went back to that McDonald's. So to this day, like.
Wait, if you don't mind asking, which McDonald's?
It was Corner Street. It was by Co-op.
Oh, okay.
In the Bronx. Yeah.
Still trash, but okay.
Still, yeah. But yeah, I was working at McDonald's. After I started working at McDonald's, like my schedule kind of got cleared up. And what it was is I needed that money. I needed that cash. Like me, I'm a type of person where I really don't like asking for money. And like at a point in time when you're growing up, you can be broke and it's fine. But like I was growing up and I was like a senior at this point in time. Like, and I think Nah, I think I got a girlfriend while I was working at McDonald's. But
Double homicide.
yeah,
bro.
like I was trying to get some girls and shit. You
No,
need cash. You
it's
need
just
cash.
senior year. You worried about where you gonna go to school? Nah, you tweaking.
And yo, my
But
senior
you needed the bread, so.
that ass. So I actually did. I actually feel like I didn't like take all I needed to out of my senior year because I feel like I could have went to a better college. No, like my college is still good, but I feel like I could have like if I would have like really put my mind to it, like I could have went to a different college and stuff. Senior year, I got lazy.
You a senioritis?
Yeah, on top of like, cause the whole entire like what, once of high school years, like I was on my shit, you know. No, not really. Actually, those teachers in Clinton was trash. So like it for like those first 2 years, it didn't really give me much for me to like want to grow my sports even more. Like so like I was passing, of course, always passing, but I wasn't interested, you know, and shit like that. So my grades wasn't the highest they could be. And so I think because of that, if I would have made my grades higher and stuff, I would have went to a different college, most definitely. But I definitely like where I came from, where I went to. I like where I went to and stuff. Like there was a lot of like lessons that I got out of it,
Word.
and stuff like that. We was talking about Ricky, right?
It's all good. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I just.
It's all good. It's all good.
But at that youth poet laureate thing, with Ricky, afterwards, me and Ricky was so cool and stuff, and we were still keeping in contact. It was actually weird that I was gonna go to Oswego for college, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Oswego." And I swear, like it seemed like God just like moving us.
Good thing you dodged that bullet.
Nah, but I'm definitely gonna have to.
Catch that bullet. They got hit. They got hit.
Yeah.
Oh, you seen that lake? He was like, "Oh, I could just write." You see that little sunset? Nah, Oswego is cold. I don't know why I'm talking shit, but.
Oh man, but
It's gonna be lit though next semester for sure.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So these first 2 semesters, like although I was saying that I wasn't really fucking with city like that, and that's just because I wanted the dorm and shit. I want to get away. City, I'm still living with my mom's and shit.
I'm more than that
You know,
firsthand.
I
That
want
shit,
that
you
freedom.
can only do it for so long. And freedom,
Yeah.
fuck curfew. Mom, fuck curfew.
That's what I'm saying. So, and that's why I'm going to Oswego. That's basically what made me. And on top of that, Ricky was there and stuff. And so now that me and Ricky, both published a book, it's actually very interesting how it happened because I wasn't writing when I was at McDonald's.
All right, yeah. So yeah, that's segue into my next question. When did you get the passion for writing, and when did the idea of creating the book come to fruition?
So it was, oh my god, writers is always a heartbreak. It's always a heartbreak, yo.
So you was the original Giveon?
Yeah, like me and Ricky, bro.
You know what I mean? Got toxic, right?
Yeah, no, okay.
Love that. Nah, talk your shit.
Not that toxic. I think that the girls are toxic and we were just victims. We'll just say that, right?
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So, what happened was the girl I was dating while I was like working at McDonald's, there was a heartbreak. She went with some next nigga.
Fuck that. That nigga's
Yeah,
day
that
room. That nigga is day room. Bati boy.
Yeah. So what happened was, after that, I don't know, I started writing more, and then I went to college. I got another girlfriend. Feel me? Yeah. I like her though. Me and her are still cool to this day. You feel me? And then after that heartbreak, you feel me? It was a heartbreak, but it wasn't that crazy. It was just like really a misunderstanding and shit. Miscommunication. You feel me? Young love.
Facts.
So basically after that I started writing. That's when quarantine happened, and one of your questions is quarantine. So right when quarantine happened is when that heartbreak happened, and I was at home. I had nothing else to do but write.
Damn, couldn't really even go outside and like try to get your mind off it. You just in the crib.
Yeah, so I wrote a whole album. Yeah,
Oh,
I said it at the beginning of the quarantine. Yo, I'm gonna write an album.
Okay.
Like, yo, I'm really on my A Boogie shit.
Bro, I think A Boogie look up to you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He be like, yo, HD.
Yo.
Right?
Nah, he's gonna go crazy when he meet me because you know we both from Clinton and shit. We gonna have a lot to talk about.
Shit crazy.
So, yeah, and that's when I really started writing. And a couple months afterwards, I made that Instagram page.
In the Deep Library, yes.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So, I mean, before I actually made the Deep Library, I've been writing for like 3 years. I just never had the confidence. I never thought people fucked with my work like that. I wouldn't want to fuck with my work like that, right? So what happened was I wrote this poem called True Art, wavy ass poem,
Okay.
and I posted it on the page. That wasn't the first poem, but that was a poem that made me realize, yo, I gotta make a page and shit, start like, you know, getting my work out there.
Portfolio.
Yeah, basically. After I made that page, people was like, yo, bro, your work is mad nice. You know, niggas at my work is telling me, yo, bro, your poetry is mad nice and shit. Like, and you know, all of that shit just made me, you know, want to keep on writing and stuff. I kept on writing, and then I got introduced to that manuscript competition.
Okay.
And after I got introduced to that manuscript competition, I put together the clothesline, and now we here. And we loving it here. We loving
Yes,
it here.
sir. Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear.
I mean, I said that I said that I was gonna make a book like a year ago, and I was, you know, niggas was manifesting, but I didn't think it was gonna come this soon.
And the book is out, and you're working on 2, 3 more too.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, you better
The
tell me.
goal-
Okay.
The goal at the moment is to release like 5 books
And what time is
for the next 5 years,
Oh, so 1 year?
and there might be 2 years where it's 2 books.
So April 22nd is HD the Poet Day.
April 22nd. Nah, I'm not going. The only reason I actually released this book that day, and I was telling you that I rushed it with this book. I was actually I should release it maybe like a month ago, because I needed to do more advertising for it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do as much advertising for it. I was you know, City College, right? It just worked with telling you God is working His magic, right?
Okay.
So I think that maybe all of my semesters I had to do like late classes for the semester, and so like this semester I was trying to do a poetry class, right? But that didn't work out. But what I did, like, you know, what did come up was a publishing class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've
I'm like,
never heard of them.
okay. I'm like, okay.
Sheesh.
So I took that publishing class, and the publishing teacher, she was actually an author herself.
Smart.
Yeah, and she was actually from the Bronx. She was the author herself. She was from the Bronx also, and she was a part of a publishing company.
Oh.
And yeah, so you know, she was putting us on to knowledge and shit. And I actually I talked to her in private, you know, because I talked to her about the book. I was trying to ask her questions about the book, and she was telling me like, you know, you gotta advertise like, you know, 3 months before the book, and then 3 months afterwards. Like that's basically the advertisement.
6 month period.
Yeah, right. That's the advertisement period for a book, right? And she was telling me that April is Poetry Month.
Oh, really?
And so yeah, so she was like, yeah, the best time would be to release it in April, and it was ready by then. It was ready, but like 2 months before then. But you know, I still waited, you know, to do that advertisement, let people know. But even when it came out, what happened was people were surprised, which I like to come and surprise you.
I like that. You want to cause chaos like Ricky?
Yeah, basically. So I like that it was a surprise to my viewers and shit. Like I was like, oh shit, you know, HD the Poet just dropped the book. It's gonna happen at the same time next year. Next year I'm trying to do it for Valentine's Day though.
Oh.
Cause next year the book next year I'm gonna release the name. It's called The Boy That Wrote Love.
I don't have no comment. I just know that you better make a lot of sales and you better get a lot of bitches pregnant. Or I'm sorry, a lot of ladies pregnant.
A lot of ladies pregnant. All right, see, then I'll be going in like the same direction as my ancestors and my father and shit. You know what I mean? Just whole bunch of baby moms. What, five baby moms and shit.
Shit, I mean,
you're not trying to do that. Maybe 3.
Nah, for a fact, like, you don't want all the money you get from the book to go to child support. So,
oh yeah, nah, most definitely.
So it's Valentine's Day is synonymous with A Boogie, HD, and Ricky. Yeah, I all just like dropped on that day, right?
It's crazy because Valentine's Day has never really been a good day for me. I hate Valentine's Day, but like, you feel me? It's a day of love, so, and it's a book about love. I was like,
I love it.
Why not? I mean, it might drop that big day. It might not, because like if it gets picked up with the manuscript competition, then they're probably gonna pick another day to drop it.
Good.
So, but if I'm dropping it myself, because regardless, it's gonna get dropped. If I'm dropping it myself, it's going on Valentine's Day.
For sure, I'm excited.
I just gotta get the cover for it. I still haven't even started working on that cover and shit. I have the idea in my mind. Yeah, I have a lot of time. That's the thing. And I'm working on this book. I'm working on getting the sales for this book. And this book is doing great.
Yes, sir. How many sales have you made so far?
I actually don't know. It's definitely...
Yeah, it's just too many to count.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Because what happened is I self-published it with KDP on Amazon, right? And so I'm getting the books and I'm selling the books myself. Like this book I sold to you in person, right? But I'm also still getting those sales on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't checked those Amazon sales in like a couple. But the last time I checked it, it was already at 200, and that was what the first month.
So, you're making it big, bro.
Yeah.
That vision is coming to fruition.
I'm trying. So, and I know it's gonna be more now. And on top of that, I got the savings of the books that I've been selling in person. I did the book release party and I did some sales there. My mom's been selling to people at her.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so like, trust me, the book is good. The book is going big. The book is doing good. The book is doing good.
Dude, it's good. You can tell mom, I don't need to be a doctor to be successful.
Yeah, because she was telling me that she wanted me to be a doctor. Like, I'll never be a doctor.
I mean, you're a doctor I love, so.
Exactly. Like, I'll be my own doctor.
Word. I want to get to one more question before we take a little break. We had a nice little discussion off the record before we started recording. I just added this, is not part of the question there, so go as in depth as you want, talk your shit. Your thoughts on ongoing racial injustice in America. Just like something I want to pinpoint. You seen that the guy that killed George Floyd, only 22.5 years. That nigga should do life. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. So I seen that. So me, it's sad. It's sad. Me, I'm a very sympathetic person. So news like that, like news about like racial injustice, is like that shit hurts me. Right. On top of that, when you start to think about like the system that we're all in, it's like really a white system where they created society this day. They literally made the police department like after slavery, just because like they couldn't get over the fact that we were free. Like remember, they didn't free us like niggas didn't free us because they had like they was just like, oh, maybe we should free the black.
What we doing is wrong. It wasn't
that wasn't the reason. They freed us literally because it was a strategic advantage for them. And that's what we've always been, a strategic advantage. Right? And so, of course it makes sense that, even after mad years, niggas is still getting killed by the police and this and that. And so like, after 2020, more like Black Lives Matter, started being more popular. People are, grown conscious and this and that. You see all these TV shows trying to be woke by
they thought that they was gonna do something by making Juneteenth a holiday.
Exactly, like, And then they like you realize any TV show or movie you see now, the best friend is black. Come on, man. We support Black lives. We have a black best friend.
Come
on.
That makes us non-racist.
Exactly.
That shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, and even like a few other podcasts I was listening to, like these big companies that are like suddenly coming out saying that they're supporting black people, saying this and that, but they're just saying that in order
Just to look like they are part of the cause when deep down they really not.
Exactly, right? And so with that cop killing George Floyd, like first of all, we gotta be happy that he's even serving.
Word. But that's sad too, though.
And that's the sad part.
And it took a year for the verdict.
Yeah.
That's
right?
sad, bro.
And so like, yeah, people are saying that he should have gotten life, this and that. First of all, we may never know. I'm not wishing death on no, but we may never know. Depending on what prison he's in.
Yeah, they gonna handle that for us.
Exactly.
Word.
You feel me? Like the state might not put him to death penalty, but you may never know what the black people in his jail.
You better hope that he's in a cell by himself. Like,
yeah.
What was it called? Solitary confinement. You better hope that's what it is.
So, but I feel, hey man. Hopefully, like shit like this doesn't have to happen so much. Shit like where like police can see, yo, I might get jail time or a little bit of jail time for this shit. You know, I think it's a good like, you know, important factor to like put out there, like, you know, so other police is like, yo, shit might happen where me killing this black dude is just not worth it.
Word, and make them think before they do what they do.
Because they talk about like, you know, dismantling the police and this and that, and like I'm not gonna go into like if that's gonna like more so help.
Like defunding the police, you mean?
Yeah, defunding the police. Yeah. I'm not gonna go into that's gonna help, but what it is with these police, what it is they feel like we're inferior to them. Right? These white cops, it's not even that they go out thinking that they're gonna kill some black dude, but if they're in a situation with a black dude, they feel like we're inferior, and they feel like, yo, regardless, it don't matter, because you know no cops is, you know, gone to jail. All those cops that's killed people and black people in the past, they've gone off. You feel me? They've gotten off. So Derek is the only guy. I think that nigga's mad. He's like, yo, bro, I thought I wasn't even gonna get jail. I thought
you saw his face when they said the sentence or whatever. He was tight.
Yeah, man. So like, I'm telling you, he was just there was just that one unlucky cop that, you feel me? And I'm telling you, that next cop is gonna be more unlucky, because that next cop is probably gonna get that life sentence.
Because now they know.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit.
So yeah, all of that shit. That's basically my answer to the question. My thoughts. We gotta see. The world is getting better. Thank God. The world is getting better. We gotta be grateful for that and stuff. We gotta be grateful that Black lives are, you know, put out there as important as it is right now. That, you know, little black kids will have like role models, will have people to look up to in their skin color when they're grown up, and that's powerful. And that power right there, like we can't quantify that.
Bro, you can't put into words what it's gonna do for young black boys and girls.
Like that's powerful right there. Regardless what's happening right now, it's powerful for the next generation of black kids, and we don't know where that's gonna go. And so like the discrimination is gonna continue. Regardless, it's always gonna be racism. Hopefully not, but you know, there's always gonna be that one cop that's gonna be like, you know,
the one bad apple.
That one bad apple, and stuff like that. But I can see that the world is getting better, and a lot of life is about suffering, but but a lot more of life is about what you do from that stuff, right? And what you do from that place, what you use that pain to make, and what meaning you put into the image, you put into the world, and this and that. So very powerful stuff. It's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be better for us in the future. It's not for right now, but it's gonna be powerful for that next generation, most definitely.
Beautifully said.
What's happening right now.
With that being said, we're gonna take a little break.